America will reclaim its rightful place as the greatest, most powerful, most respected nation on earth, inspiring the awe and admiration of the entire world. A short time from now, we are going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and we will restore the name of a great president, William McKinley, to Mount McKinley, where it should be and where it belongs.
Donald Trump's first day in office as the 47th President of the United States was marked by a flurry of executive actions, one of which is a controversial proposal to rename the Gulf of Mexico into the Gulf of America. This decision, along with other significant orders, reflects Trump's America First agenda. It also does raise questions about international naming conventions, diplomatic ties between America and Mexico, and of course, the historical context in what could be a fraught 4 years in the relationship between America and its continental neighbors. On his first day in office, in his second term, Trump signed more than 100 executive actions within hours of his inauguration. Many of these were aimed at reversing many policies instituted by the previous Biden administration. Some of the key actions included renaming the Gulf of Mexico. Trump announced that he's going to change the name to Gulf of America, claiming that it is currently controlled by drug cartels, and he asserted that the Gulf belongs to America and solely to America. He also initiated a crackdown on illegal immigration, proposing that the National Guard, and if need be, even the US military, be deployed in border enforcement and targeting foreign drug cartels. Trump also declared a national energy emergency, promoting fossil fuel production and rolling back environmental regulations. He's also ended the electric vehicles mandate, by which, by the middle of the next decade, America would have had to have 50% electric vehicles and 50% those which run on fossil fuels. He's also rolled back one of Biden's signature actions, which was the new Green Deal, which gave subsidies to those industries which were combating climate change. He's also formally withdrawn the United States from both the Paris Climate Agreement and also from the World Health Organization. All of these decisions are going to have cataclysmic and certainly consequential effects, not just on America, but also on America's relationship with the rest of the world and with these multilateral institutions. Now, presidents in the United States do have authority to rename geographic features through their executive orders. However, those changes are not unilateral. The US Board on Geographic Names is the agency which oversees naming and renaming of water bodies, of borders, of other geographical assets. The International Hydrographic Organization, the IHO, also plays a role in standardizing names for any maritime area. This means that while Trump can propose the name change from Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, it does not guarantee that it will be accepted or recognized by other countries. The International Hydrographic Organization, or the IHO, of which both the US and Mexico are member states, it works to ensure that all the world's seas, oceans, and other navigable waters are surveyed and charted uniformly. There are instances where countries refer to the same body of water by different names. It can be easier when the landmark or the water body is within a country's boundaries. For example, in 2015, then US President Barack Obama had approved an order to rename Mount McKinley, which is the highest peak in North America, to Denali, which is an indigenous name. That is a move which Trump has now reversed. He's restored it to its original name after William McKinley, who was the 25th President of the United States. So how did the Gulf of Mexico get its name? The body of water between America and Mexico has been depicted with that name, the Gulf of Mexico, for more than 4 centuries now. Originally, the determination to call it Gulf of Mexico was believed to have been taken from the Native American city called Mexico. So has the renaming of the Gulf of Mexico come up before? And the answer is yes. Back in 2012, more than 10 years ago, a member of the Mississippi state legislature had proposed a bill to rename those portions of the Gulf of Mexico which touch the Mississippi state beaches as the Gulf of America. The author of that bill later said this was a joke. The bill was referred to a committee and it did not pass. The Gulf of Mexico is one of the largest and most important water bodies in North America. It is the 9th largest body of water in the world and it covers about 600,000 square miles. Mexico's response to Trump's announcement was sarcastic. President Claudia Sheinbaum suggested that if Trump can rename the Gulf of Mexico, then Mexico could similarly rename America to Mexican America. She even referenced it with some historical maps. This playful retort underscores what's been a strained relationship between the two countries. It also highlights how Trump's rhetoric is provoking diplomatic tensions. While Mexico, too, could theoretically propose a name change for America, such an action would be largely symbolic. It will not have any legal standing. International naming conventions typically require a broader consensus and recognition from multiple countries. Therefore, while President Sheinbaum and her comment reflects a deep frustration with Trump and his unilateral approach, it is unlikely that this will lead to any formal renaming effort of America. Another contentious point that was raised by Trump has been his threat to reclaim control over the Panama Canal.
We have been treated very badly from this foolish gift that should have never been made, and Panama's promise to us has been broken. The purpose of our deal and the spirit of our treaty has been totally violated. American ships are being severely overcharged and not treated fairly in any way, shape, or form, and that includes the United States Navy. And above all, China is operating the Panama Canal, and we didn't give it to China, we gave it to Panama, and we're